guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I am Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom with 8 kiddos. This will be our 7th year going into of homeschooling for 2024 and 2025. I wanted to kind of give an update on some things that are super exciting, but also require a lot more work from me. Okay, so I have recently accepted a position, a work from home, a remote position, part-time, as a veterinary receptionist, which if you guys know me, I worked in the veterinary field before, not as a veterinarian. I was everything from mostly a vet technician, a vet tech, receptionist, front office manager, etc. And so I would randomly come across things that were remote, which is very rare in the vet industry. I'd applied to a couple things that I saw for like very remote, just kind of call center in the vet industry. But this position really kind of popped out at me, and I enjoyed. I looked at the description, and I said this would be perfect for me, and something that I can do to help, bring in some extra income. Because hashtag 8 kids, hashtag lots of extracurriculars, hashtag holy cow. And so just to kind of help and bring that income in and not have to worry about things, and just to have some cushion. And so the process was very long and very specific and detailed, and lots of interviewing, et cetera, et cetera. But I was offered the position, and so I happily took it. It is something that I will be doing in the morning, just to early afternoon, very early. So like 6 hours a day, Monday through Friday. So a couple hours before my kids are even up. I am very, very excited about it. This is just right up my alley, and something that I never thought that I could do remotely until these things started popping up, and I was like, is this a sign that I need to be applying to these things? Like, I would get emails and things like that, and just very random, but obviously from the good Lord upstairs. And so with that being said, I will start soon, and I am going to be obviously juggling different things. And my older kids are great. They help out as far as when I'm working, and when I'm doing things, and when I'm filming, and obviously in this situation as well. And so I'm very, very excited about this. Now, what does this mean for my homeschool? My homeschool will just look different, and it will be more scheduled, which I'm not always used to being so specific in scheduling, but it is going to be. My older two are very self-sufficient, but I am going to make a list of what is to be done while I am working. I have told my older two, I will pay you as if you are a babysitter, which you are, while I am working. And that is what I intend to do. One of my kids was like, no. And one of my kids kind of argued with me, argued and said, no, you don't need to pay me. And one kid didn't say anything, obviously. But that is the plan. They are going to hold down the fort for me while I am working. And so I am blessed to be able to have that, and have that opportunity to do that and do something work related, and still have my older kids be able to hold down the fort for me. So I will have detailed instructions while I am working as far as what they need to be doing. And even for my younger kids. Now, the good thing about getting off at an earlier time, early in the afternoon, is that I have a few hours before we have to leave to go to extracurricular. So anything that needs to wrap up, anything that I need to do, I am not saying that my older kids are going to teach my younger kids. My plan is to, after I am done working, that is when I will do what needs to be done with my younger kids, and then wrap up anything with my older kids. My older kids at this point, yes, they need help with some things. My incoming 7th grader, obviously more than my incoming 10th grader, but my other kids will be given things that I know that they can do. They can do their handwriting on their own. I can give them, if I teach the math, I can give them the problems to do. And then when they have questions, or if they have questions, then I will do that after I'm done working. It's going to be different, but it will get done. And so I wanted to make it very clear to my older kids that you are not responsible for teaching the younger ones. That's not what I want you to do. Even though one of my kids is like gung-ho. She could be a teacher from, before kindergarten. I could tell, like, this, you could easily be a teacher and do this job. But I want to be able to give them things to do that I know they can get done on their own. And the preschooler I will do when I'm done, because it does not take 2 hours to do preschool. And so that is what I intend on doing after I'm done working, is working with the younger ones, my preschooler and my 1st grader primarily, but they can do things while I am working to keep them busy that are still educational. It is going to take a lot of discipline, which I'm happy to do and to have. That is kind of my key word. That is my key word for this year, is discipline, which, funny enough, it's really going to come into play. But making sure that the beginning of every week I have what everybody needs to get done while I'm working, so that there's no question. And then what I will do when I'm done. It is no secret that preschool does not take hours a day. It is no secret that kindergarten, 1st grade does not take hours a day. And by the time they're a little bit older than that, they can, if I teach them something earlier, then they can do practice problems. And half the time I will find my current 3rd grader, reading her stuff on her own and doing it on her own. So I have no issues with that, but I want to make it clear that I'm not throwing my younger kids at my older kids to have them be taught by them. That's not at all what I'm doing. I am simply going to make sure that things are done, that they can get done on their own. What does that mean for this channel? I continue to share on this channel. This channel is a great thing for me and for you guys to kind of feed off each other and learn about homeschool and learn about different situations and learn about different curriculums and motherhood and all of the things. And so it is very important to keep this channel going. There may be times where there's a couple weeks where I don't upload, just because I try and batch my videos, like record all at one time and then spread it out. So that is my plan. I do not plan to slack off on this channel at all. I just have to be diligent about it and be very disciplined about it. So let's see. As far as, like I mentioned before, the scheduling aspect, that is a change that I am really going to implement. And like I said, it's a way different change. It's a way different outlook on homeschooling than I have had the last however many years. But now that my youngest is getting a little bit more consistent with naps and consistent with eating and all this kind of stuff, I don't have a newborn anymore, so I can be more diligent about this kind of stuff. There are many homeschooling parents that sit there and say, from 8 to 9, I want you to do this. From 9 to 10, I want you to do this. I don't plan to do that, but I do plan to have checklists for each of them. And that overall, so even after I'm done working for the day, I still want to be able to check things off that I need to get done. So that's not just from the 6-hour time period that I'm working. It is for everybody, for me included. And so I want to have checklists. I want to have checklists for everybody, and I want to make sure that everything gets done so that we can stay on track and we don't get to the end of the year, which my younger kids have done really well. We finished pretty much on track. My incoming seventh grader, touch and go for a couple of subjects. My 10th grader is the one that I need to make sure that we are diligent because there is so much work. Not that he's the one falling behind, but there's just so much work. And I think making sure that you keep it all, on track and scheduled is important. And I have realized that a lot this year. So more scheduling, more discipline, more checklists, but not by the hour, if that makes sense. So I'm still kind of in the middle, and I'm not like, overly scheduled, but I want to make sure that we stay on track. And I think my kids will thrive a little bit more on that too, to know what they're doing and know what they need to get done for that day. In a nutshell, having this part-time remote position will bless us abundantly. And it will get done. The homeschooling will get done, just with a little bit more structure. So I'm excited. I am blessed that I have older kids that I can count on. I am blessed that my other kids are getting a little bit older, and all my kids help out. They really do. But I think that it's very important to give them that responsibility, but also don't take that for granted too. So that's why I said I want to also teach them the importance of making sure that things get done as they need to get done on a daily basis. So schedules will be a big thing, and checklists will be a big thing, and just staying disciplined and staying on track, more so than I've been before and more than what I've preached before, because I really haven't preached about a lot of structure, because I've always had like a newborn. I've always had, baby or, more toddlers or whatever. And I still have that, but not a newborn. So I don't have to worry about when am I going to give birth or when, et cetera, et cetera. So we're in a good place. We're in a really good place. I think overall, everybody is in a good place. So anyway, just wanted to give you that. So look forward to more checklists and more structure and more information on that from me, and how I plan and how I just kind of divide and how I conquer each day. Fingers crossed. All right, guys, let me know if you have any questions down below, and I will see you next time. Take care.